What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. When we left off in the last episode, we were doing some more bounty hunting. I actually had a pretty good run last time. I don't remember exactly what I made. I think it was somewhere around 2.8 million, or 2.3 or something. This is an interesting situation. So what we've got going on here, by the looks of things, is a transport and its escort with a clipper and two of its escorts that are making their way towards some kind of... It looks like they're going after them, because they've been tracking them for a minute while I've been scanning them. I'm only not going after them at the moment because I'm not sure I want to do a 3v1 battle with a clipper involved. Oh crap, I never got rid of my stuff. So he's probably gonna want it. I don't think I did anyway. Inventory. Nope, I still have my module terminals on me. That was the source of some problems in the last episode, because when they actually scan, normally I don't have anything in my inventory, and when they actually do, then they're like, hey! But yeah, they're totally, like, tracking these guys. I mean, look at them. They're just sitting there while he's, like, over here mining. I really want to go for it, but I don't like those odds. I'm just kind of hoping some system authority vessels would show up in here. Help me out a little bit. Though I have... Oh, they're going to engage him. Wait, who's the... Oh, okay. You know what? Screw it. Let's help him out. I do also want to play with a little bit of some things, and what I mean by that is... Wait, did I just... Ah, crap. I ended up just using my shield cells on accident because I was holding my... I did it again! Wait, oh crap, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta change my hotkeys for that, because I'm trying to power manage while I'm holding the, yeah. While I'm holding the, oh, I'm not even using my chain guns. While I'm holding the rudder, basically. I'm trying to turn my ship. And I'm kind of... Wait, what? Well, that's a missile. That's not what I want, though. Wait. It's targeting the missile as, like, my nearest... nearest danger target thing. Hi. That's how I say hello. No, I actually had the really good fortune of the other day I was actually contacted by Frontier, and basically they were saying in lieu of the launch for the PS4, they were kind of wanting existing commanders and stuff to... I did it again! I really have to change that hotkey. Oh, and I don't have any more heat sinks. Oh, no, that was my last one. Alright, yeah, I definitely need to change that hotkey. That is not working for me. Come on, fire. I'm not firing. Oh, I don't have anything in my weapons. That's why. Alright, so that one's down. Is that clipper still up? He is. Yeah, I've got to change those hotkeys though. That's gonna get me blowed up. So anyways, sorry if I'm kind of talking erratic. I'm trying to kind of fly, talk, shoot, and not die all at the same time. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, so short version is that the devs basically contacted me and was like, you know, would you be interested in the game code? And I was like, no, yeah, basically. It was like, if you're wanting to, I'm all for it. So they ended up giving me the, I was surprised. I was expecting kind of like the command, like the regular, like whatever standard copy that just because they're giving them out kind of thing. And I actually they actually ended up giving me the, like, excuse me, the Commander edition that had like all the Horizon stuff and everything in it as well. And I say that with surprise because there is actually a standard edition. I know that for the most part, most people would want the, you know, they're going to want the one with Horizons and everything in it, but there is a version of the game even on console that doesn't have that, I guess, from what I read. And so with that in mind, I was kind of expecting that, but that's not what they ended up giving me. They gave me the whole, like, Commander set thing, Deluxe Edition thing. I was like, oh, sweet, awesome. So, short, kind of where this is going and why that matters, if I could actually... Oh, that killed him. Ramming speed. Alright. So we actually took them all out. That was pretty cool. What are you doing out here? You're the only other person out here. That's suspicious. In my book. You wanted for anything? No, you're clean. Move along. I really do... Am I out of shield cells? I'm not. I have 2 more. That's actually bad. Because if I use those right now without heat sinks, it's going to fry me. So I got to figure out a better... Because I have it tied, for those of you that may not know what I'm talking about, some of you from an episode or so back when I brought it up know what I mean. I mapped it to where if I'm holding my left, I call it the rudder, because on a boat that's kind of what it would be, but it'd be like your fins on a tail fin on a plane, that without changing your roll or your pitch, you're basically just moving left and right. I believe it's, I get the terms mixed up, but I believe it's yaw. In flight controls, I believe it's yawing back and forth. And then that would be roll and that would be pitch. So I think this is yaw. So I have it mapped to my left yaw key, essentially, that while I'm holding that and then using the D-pad, it would effectively use heat sinks, chaff, and shield cell, depending on which one I pushed. And I'm finding that while I'm trying to turn and strafe, I'll hit power management stuff and it ends up firing that stuff off, so that's not good. We got like 2 battles going on here, by the way. I don't know what's happening. Ooh. Here, there's the system, guys. About time you guys showed up. Ooh, a Conda. Hello. Gilgal. Well, that's a different name. So yeah, what this really has to do with was I started playing the PS4 version, and in the interest of both getting used to the console system and the trophies and all that kind of stuff, I started doing all the training missions as well, because I was actually tempted to see what their default control system is, because I kind of made up mine, essentially. I didn't really follow any guide or anything. I kind of just made it up as I went and was just playing, kind of thing. But what I ended up... So I kind of wanted to see what the devs thought would be a good control scheme, you know, like what are they telling people to use type of thing by default. So that was kind of interesting because I was very curious, and I'm not saying it's a bad control system, because it really wasn't too bad, but it's very different than the one that I have, the one that I use. Very, very different. And again, not necessarily a bad thing, it was just so drastically jarring because it wasn't what I was used to at all. The biggest one was they reversed the left and right stick on me, which really threw me off more than anything. That was kind of... Hey, Bill Pratt! I just realized that we have Bill Pratt in here. Must be his brother. Oh no! I take that back. I take that back. This one is Bill Pratt. The other day was Chris Platt. That's right. So they're not related, but this could be Chris Pratt's brother. If he had one. I don't know. I don't think he does, but I don't know. So anyways, so yeah, trying to learn a new control scheme was really interesting, but what ended up happening, and the kind of the overall point that I was getting at, was I tried to do, like I said, I tried to do the training missions, and most of them went off without a hitch. They weren't really that difficult, but there was one... What is with this weird sound effect I have going on here? Oh, the data link scanner was actually firing. Well, that's odd. That's different. So I was having a really hard time with the advanced training mission. That's the one I was trying. It was kicking my butt. Predominantly because it's like one. It's basically one. You're in a sidewinder because it's by default. Your ship selection is by default, and then you have to fight 3 eagles. And that was just a piece of work. Like, I was having a really difficult time to it. And I know I always tell everybody, you know, it's like, well, I'm an awful pilot and stuff, but in the back of my head, I was kind of like, am I really that bad? You know, like, I know I'm bad, but that bad? Come on, I can't even complete the training missions? You know, I've been playing this game for years. Not saying that that's really helped anything, but still, it's got to count for something, right? So I was like, okay, something's up. Like I'm not doing something right. So of course, where did I go? Google. You know, how the heck do I beat this mission? You know, that kind of thing. And I got some really interesting advice that honestly, even from playing the PC version for so long, I really had never heard. Well, I can't say that I've never heard it, because I've had a lot of comments over the years of you know, people telling me how to fly better, basically. And some of it's really good information. I'm not saying it was all just like, hey, you suck. No, some of it was legitimate advice. But there was a few things with power management that I hadn't ever run across before. And yes, I'm kind of just drifting in here, letting them do some work. But there were some things with power management that I had never really encountered before. One being essentially switching. It would be like, for any of you that are familiar, why am I getting shot at by another ship, by the way? There's another red ship that's attacking me over here, and I don't know why. He's not part of a wing. So what's he doing? Sorry, I will get into more of my details in a minute when I'm a little less distracted, but this is getting kind of intense because there's this other guy that's shooting me in the back, and I don't really know why. And then it just stops. Like, now I'm not getting shot at it anymore. At first I thought maybe I clipped a Fed, but then they would have all turned red, so I don't know who's shooting at me, but I've had 2 different battles now that there was 2 red markers and stuff. I wonder if that just turns red because I was getting hit. Like I flew into someone else's line of fire. Which is highly possible. Whatever. There's a clipper. Let's go kill him. But yeah, so in power management stuff, one of the things... Oh, that's 2 of them. One of the things... 3 of them? Sorry. Again, distracted. One of the things was that putting all of your pips into weapons when you're going to attack, but if you see their nose come around on you like they're going to attack you, then basically flip it and put it into shields. And I was like, that makes sense, but I never really tried it. Like, I never really thought of... Like, if somebody told me to do that already, I never really tried it. And it does seem to work a lot better. And so that was something that I was trying to do, or planning on doing today, was kind of applying some of the things that I'd learned from starting over in a different setting with the console. Basically try and apply some of those newer techniques and tactics to see if they actually translate. I mean, I'm sure they did, but, you know, see if they work just as well and would help me with my Fertilance, or if it was just, you know, because of something else. Now, wait a minute, what is going on here? Who's fighting who? Pratt's fighting that one. Where's the other Clipper? There is some chaoticness going on here. I have lost the other 2 Clippers entirely. We had a really good spawn, though. We've had a lot of big ships in here. So yeah, that was all stuff that I wanted to play around with today and see if, and it does seem to be working really well. I haven't had crazy amounts of dropping in my shields. My weapons seem to be doing more damage. Like it does seem to be a really effective method of switching from offense to defense, essentially. And only switching into engines when you actually need to, like, maneuver. That's kind of what I've been doing, is if I really just needed to get around on somebody and they were behind me or something like that. But predominantly... Oh, hey! I legitimately just got ran into. There is so much stuff going on in here right now. It's hilarious. Python. Ooh, there's a vulture. Let's see what you got going on. So, yeah. So overall, that's been really cool, though. I mean, it's been difficult for me in a way. Wow, look at all of this. What is going on here? You're going after all this for an adder? You guys are going after an adder? Come on. Thank you. I was gonna say, take that guy out. And screw it, we're just gonna follow along. Well, no, I'm not gonna follow along. He's too far out. Where's that vulture? Yeah, we're doing really good though. We've had a lot of great spawns today. So yeah, as you can see though, like my shields and stuff, I've been doing a lot better. Now, granted, I did 3v something. The Clipper at the beginning with his 2 explorers, but. At the same time, though, their target got involved too, so I wasn't just soloing them either. They were kind of distracted, so that's not... My point is, I haven't really done, like, a actual 1v1 or 3v1 or something like that. But yeah, putting everything into shields definitely seems to have improved a lot. Of, like, my defenses, because I kept talking about how I felt the Fertile Lance was kind of a glass cannon by comparison to even, like, the Vulture. And part of it might have just been pure power management on my end, that if I had been doing more of this, where you're switching between weapons and shields and all that kind of stuff, like, full on, not like, well, I'll put 2 in this and 3 in that, but just going full shields kind of thing. You know, that might have actually affected things a long time ago, I don't know. But that's been really interesting how I switched over to a different version, platform, and then because I started over, was like, I wonder how this works and what controls they're giving you and all this kind of stuff. And effectively ended up learning and improving some of my stuff for my current playthrough on here. I will say I'm a little disappointed in the fact that it's like a completely different character. I understand it. I mean, from a game development standpoint, having cross-compatible servers is a nightmare. So it's like, I get it, but I you know, the gamer in me, not the developer, but the gamer in me is a little disappointed that they didn't, they weren't able to keep some kind of cross-system where I could just play this character, my main character, on my PlayStation kind of thing. That would have been cool. I get it, but it would have been cool. Okay, so let's switch to this. He's got a wing member here, but I don't know who it is. And I really should have made sure he was wanted first. Lucky for me, he is. Oh, I should not be going full speed. But yeah, like the switching into shields when they have their nose on you and all that kind of stuff, it was really good ideas. Oh! For example, when taking head-on missile fire. as a good example. And then when, like, they're... Particularly before running into people, you want to make sure your shields are high. Oh, I just realized he's not counted in a wing anymore, so they must have taken out his partner. Yay me. So, yeah, who else we got going on here? Ooh, another gun. Yeah, we got a really, really good spawn today here. It really makes me sad, in a way, of like, I don't want to leave. Wait, is that gunship mining? He is! He's mining! Stop screwing with me, game. If you're gonna give me a gunship or an assault ship, make it assault something. Everything is in shields, right? I need to get my shields back up. But yeah, I'm already feeling a lot more stable with some of these tactics that I've learned from trying to do the other thing too is you got to remember in the PS4 version I'm flying a Sidewinder, so I have like no room for error. Those things are fragile as all get out. I will say I love to death that they actually were smart enough to change the starting rig, though, to where you have gimbaled weapons. They gave me gimbaled weapons right off the bat, and I was like, I love you guys. This is amazing. Because fixed weapons, I mean, there are pilots out there that can really tear you up with fixed weapons. I am not among them. Not at all. Again, really should have made sure he was wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did, but I forgot. Like, I didn't really pay attention, and so I was like, wait, is he wanted? I should have double-checked before I fired on him. I was pretty sure he was, though. I felt like I remembered him being wanted. Ooh, he's e-brake turning. That was interesting. I don't know if any of you guys caught that or not. Toast. He's toast. And he got his shields back. Just in time. Alright, so yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now, at the moment, my shields and stuff are getting a little chipped away at. That they're kind of low, so it would probably be a good thing if we took a little break real quick until they came back. And by break, I didn't necessarily mean changing into a transition or something, but not find some real lucrative target right now. that would not be a good thing. So they give me a gunship. Oh wait, where'd he go? Unless that's the same mining one. I still can't believe they did a mining gunship. It really just feels like you know, the RNG of the game is just like, oh, you thought that was going to be a target? Haha, gotcha. Joke's on you. But yeah, overall, I've been happy with the PS4 version of the game. Now, there is one thing I should say in regards to control schemes. I had mentioned before that the default is drastically different from what I use. And I kind of ended up converting my PS4 controls to my PC ones that I'm using now, just because I've used them for over a year. Like, I'm just used to them. I know where all the buttons are, and when you try and switch to something else, I mean, I could. I'm capable of doing that, but it would take me a while to get used to. Even some of the new additions, like adding flight assist off and chaff and all that kind of stuff, I'm still getting used to where the buttons are, and I really need to find better buttons for them, actually. But one thing is the PS4 controls in general, which would, I guess, be the default for controller-based gameplay. One of the things that you have to remember with that is that they're kind of trying to equate all the functionality that they want you to have. And that's different than what I was trying to do. And an example would be being... Ow! Really didn't need to do that. Oh, that's an asteroid. It was in the shadow. I didn't see it. Let's throw that out there too. Give myself a little bit of a breather. Oops. Crap, I did it again. Yeah, that's not good. Come on, cool off, cool off, cool off. Whew, there we go. Oh, he's dead in the water. I just realized that. There we go. Boom! That's a cool looking ship, actually. I really have always liked the Clipper. I just wish it was more combat conducive, I guess. So one of the things that I was gonna talk about, though, is like they have to account for chat systems and menu management and all this kind of stuff that they try to, you know, wing controls and a bunch of different stuff that they're trying to basically fit onto a controller. And I kind of geared my control scheme that I like with the functionalities that I actually use in mine. Like, I don't have one for chat windows or for wing commands or anything like that. Like, it's pretty much just the actions and stuff that I do is what I use. So naturally, if you're cutting out functionality and things, that, you know, the controls are going to change. It's not going to be the same thing as when you're like, well, I don't really need to worry about my mining limpet drones or my team management panels or something. You know, like, if it's all how you're kind of focused on playing the game. So that's, I think, what really led to my controls being so different. That and just preference, like the left and right analog stick being flipped. I don't really understand, because okay, this is my philosophy. For those of you that may not know, I mean, I don't know that it's ever really come up, but I'm right-handed, and so for me, when I think of a plane, I think you have the joystick in your right hand and the throttle in your left hand. So that's kind of how I map the controls. The left analog stick is my throttle, and then my right analog stick is like the roll and pitch kind of thing. And so that just made sense to me. And so when I started playing like the default, and they had like throttle was set to a button, like a face button, and then the right stick was like your lateral thrusters, and your left was your pitch, and so I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. It was like, what is going on here? That is the longest name I think I've ever encountered in this game thus far. Alfred Washington Mortensen. What? I mean, it's cool. It sounds very, like, you know, uppity. My name is Alfred Washington Mortensen. It's like, okay. He sounds important. Maximus Decimus Aridimus, or whatever his name is in Gladiator. No, 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 don't get away from me. Don't you do it. I know you're another fertile ant, so I gotta catch up to you. Maybe if I tick him off. Come back. Come back. No. I haven't heard her say frameshift drive charging, so that's comforting at least. Come here. Am I even hitting him from this range? Oh, dagnabbit. So close, yet so far. Alright, what are you guys? What are you guys doing over here? Federal gunship that is not wanted. Madness is that... Oh, you know what I could have done? Like a dummy. Oh. Well, I could have done this way. See, this is what I was talking about, though, is I have this map to the right rudder and down, so you end up kind of pulling to the right because you're holding the left rudder the whole time. So yeah, I gotta figure out some of my specialty controls. I call them specialty controls, not like, you know, left, right, and vertical thrust and things like that, but like your chaff and assists and stuff. I gotta find a better configuration because I'm not really happy with the ones that I have, particularly because they rely on the rudders too much, and I'm not a fan of that. Again, I call it rudders. It's your yaw keys, whatever you have set up for that. But I'm not a fan of how it ends up making me fly, essentially. Like, I can't be quite as accurate as I want and still pull off some of the stuff. So I gotta figure out what another... I do like that, at least with stuff like this, and I did it the same way with the Old Republic, trying to map a controller to the Old Republic. Which, by the way, if any BioWare reps happen to be listening, I'm sure they're not, but just in case, it's totally doable. You can map it to the controller. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I mean, Star Trek Online did it. That's all I'm saying. Old Republic, PS4. Woohoo. No? Okay. Anyways, so my point was, I like that both that and, well, I guess it's not really that, because I use X-Patter and stuff to do that kind of stuff, but it's still in the game that you can do shift control in one and stuff like that, and that makes it a new hotkey. And Elite does the same thing, where you can do hold prompts. So like square and down lowers my landing gear, and X and forward is like my jump drive, or not jump drive, frame shift drive. You know, stuff like that. So you can do combination keys, and that really opens up a controller. A lot of people think, well, it only has X amount of buttons, and it's like, it does, but if the game supports combo controls, there's a lot you can do with it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you want to like type or send a text message or something through it, it's work. But you know, if you're talking about just, well, there's too many buttons, no, you can do most, like 90% of things with a controller if it has combo keys. If it doesn't, then yeah, it's not a lot you're gonna do, because there's only so many buttons you have to work with. But so overall, this was kind of a really, really, really good bounty run today, but also, I guess, kind of a commentary on the console version, and a little bit of the console version. I didn't really talk too much about it in depth, other than controls, so I guess it's just a good bounty run in comparing control schemes, I guess, and playing with some new tactics that I learned from messing with control schemes and learning different things. Oh! Didn't really check to make sure he was wanted again. Gosh, I need to stop doing that. I really do. That's like not a good idea. Hey, I can do it too. I can use chaff too. Doo-da, doo-da. I can do that too. Oh-dee-doo-da-day. Alright, where are you at? Oh, get out of my way, guys. Out of the way. Out of the way. And you're dead. Boom. Okay, so in the interest of time, I think I'm going to head back, and we're going to tally up our bounties. Okay, so we are back at the station, and let's tally up. Well, actually, let me do all this. I feel like some of the advanced maintenance should just be in maintenance. I don't know why there's an advanced maintenance. Contacts. Let's go to contacts. And 2 million. Another 2 million bounty run. Nice.
Incoming message.
Of course. Of course we have incoming messages. Federation reputation change. Considered an ally. Yep. Got it. What does that actually do to our stats? Now this is kind of odd. I was at like 100% friendly with them when I left the station, so I wonder why it dropped, but our rank hasn't really gone up that much either. So I'm not really sure if I probably should go back to doing some of the courier missions off camera or something, or maybe switch gears and do a mission that's just off camera, not off camera stuff, but like, yeah, let's do an episode off camera. Wait, what? wouldn't make sense. No, but basically, like, I might do another episode or something that's just courier runs, because we need to get our rank going. We're doing decent on our money side, but we need to get our rank going. So on that note, though, I'm going to leave that for another time. We're going to wrap things up here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.